It is time! Time to ignore the Game Awards. Do people really care about them? I don't know why. Why would you care about the ideas of game journals? Makes no sense. Yes, they're pretty much only voted by game journals. Officially, it's really bad. Okay, it's really bad. Why would you care? I don't. Neither should you. I guess new announcements could be interesting. Are they? Did they announce anything? I guess they did. I guess they did. Let's see what kind of music do we have for today. We go back to... How far back is it? Relaxing Yakuza music. I guess that's okay. Not allowed. There we go. I guess they announced some stuff. How about the winners? I have no idea. I have no clue. I think Game of the Year was Astrobot, which... okay, I guess. But at the same time, isn't it kind of sad that they need something like just the Nintendo game but on Sony? It's a little bit disappointing, I have to admit. I'm not saying the game is bad, okay? I'm just saying how the mighty have fallen, I suppose. They also announced a bunch of games. Did they even? I'm not quite sure. Didn't they announce some new Elden Ring stuff? Apparently it's like roguelite co-op? What? Okay. That doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm not a Souls fan, so I don't really know. They announced that god-awful intergalactic game. And obviously a lot of people are cloning on the main character because it is peak current year, or let's say it like that. I don't even think that's the main problem of the game. The game doesn't know what it wants to be, aesthetics-wise. Oh look! Don't you like Cowboy Bebop? Don't you like Akira? Don't you like Star Wars? Don't you like Back to the Future? And then... woman? Using some sort of energy blade to fight stuff? I'm not saying the game is gonna be bad. I'm gonna say the game is probably gonna be all over the place. Which is a problem, probably. Also, the brandings. The brandings. Did you see? Did you see? Her airship, or spaceship, I guess, is a Porsche. Oh my god! Oh, have you seen Sony music? I guess Sony financed the Game Awards after all, huh? They also announced... what else did they announce? Oh god, they announced some sort of... Metroidvania Pac-Man? What's with that? I don't understand. That's so strange to me. It could be good. I don't know. Feels a little bit of a... how do you do, fellow kids? I'm not really looking forward to that, but... I guess it may not be that bad. I don't know how to feel. They announced some older games. Well, games from older franchises. Like Double Dragon and Onimusha. That could be okay. I think there's also a new Turok. They also announced... and that was a big rabbit hole, I guess. The Witcher 4. And some people are mad. And some people are shilling. It's just bad all over the place. And look. People have fair criticisms about the game. I don't know too much about The Witcher. But a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, is a big fan. He played the games. And he's written the books. I think he has read every single book yet. I'm not quite sure. There's a bunch of those. So I was like, okay, Witcher 4, let's show this guy. And obviously I showed him first the the funny screenshot, the one where Siri looks the worst, and he was like, "Yeah, surely, but only with Siri, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's supposed to be her." And I showed him the trailer, and he had his fair amount of criticism about it. I think it's fair. I think it's fair at least. Because she was not supposed to become an actual Witcher. Not as in the, let's say, the job or the profession, but as in the mutation, I guess? And why would you do that? As far as I know, as far as I've been told, as far as I've read, she's already a interesting character on her own. Why would you do that? That is so strange. And obviously you have people completely misrepresenting fair criticism, saying, but people are mad that you're playing a woman. Well, that's not what they're saying. I think... I haven't played The Witcher 3 yet, but even I know you would be playing as Ciri for The Witcher 4. At least 50-50, right? Maybe 50% Geralt, 50% Ciri. She's just the main character? That makes sense. People have different criticism, please address that. They're not gonna do it, they don't care enough. Which is kind of sad. Oh, that's not bad. And looking at stuff here. That's rough, but that's fine. I don't know. Of course you're gonna have people complaining because, let's be real, CD Projekt Red lately, they have been going through a really dark path. So people are always gonna have criticism about the company. And then you have one of the heads being like, sweetie, well, it was not sweetie, it was dear. Do you wanna know? Well, we have the game to tell you why she's a Witcher. Like, sure, I get it, but that feels highly passive-aggressive. Could you not? I mean, you had a 6-minute trailer, which is actually really long. You could have thrown like 2 or 3 lines of dialogue there, just to mention something in the trailer about how she became a Witcher. Even just a little bit over the topic. Like, oh, well, yeah, there's this trail of grasses. She's so powerful, she could do it as an adult. That's fine. That's fine, at least it's in the trailer, you know what I'm saying? I think that makes sense. Just trying to justify stuff outside of the trailer when the trailer just came out makes no sense. People are gonna have their criticism, I suppose. What else did they announce? I don't remember. Some more stuff, probably. And... oh yeah, Okami 2. I guess that's cool. I haven't played the first one, but I know people love it. So that's pretty cool, right? And... yeah, running out of information here. But as suspected, no Dragon Quest 12, no Silk Song, no Half-Life 3, for people really expecting that one, and no The Elder Scrolls 6. Well, that's disappointing, I guess. That's kind of disappointing. Also, are you really gonna tell me that Usada Pekura didn't really win Streamer of the Year? The other guy, the one, what's his name again? Keisao, I think? Is he good? I hope he is. We don't need more clowns, okay? Well, clowns derogatory, clowns funny is fine. Oh my goodness. But we have some news for today, okay? We have some news. And most of them are... well, not most of them, actually. You have some of them that are really strange. Some of them are somewhat good. Some of them are actually terrible. What else is new? News being bad? It couldn't be me. Let me bring up my browser. Okay, let's see. Let's gonna start with some shorter stuff. I think it's actually pretty interesting. Let's look at this. Let me bring up my chats here on the side. From Stat Shepherd, X stands out as the most politically balanced social media platform. Unlike many other platforms, X is an almost equal split between Democrats, 48%, and Republican, 47%. News consumers, that's really funny, because they will tell you, it's extremely right-wing. It's not even mostly right-wing, it's actually mostly left-wing. I mean, 48 to 47, not a big difference, but it's still higher. And I think it's a really good balance. It should be balanced. Balanced, good. As you would expect, data don't align with the right-wing dominance narrative created by traditional media. I guess not. Luckily for us, they have a link with some more information about this. It's not just a plain graphic here. Politically balanced. We have YouTube being 45 to 50%. I find that surprising. But maybe that's because I've been on YouTube for a long time. And I'm seeing how things were back in my day. Facebook 43 to 50. You don't have really more than 50% Republican, which is also interesting. TikTok 55 to 39. Instagram 58 to 37. And Reddit 63 34. And is this what you need for something to look extremely biased? A proportion of 2 to 1? I guess that would make sense. It's a... How do they call it? 66%. It's not quite 66, right? But 66% supposed to be like some sort of special majority. I'm not quite sure about the name. We have the link here. I have something else here. Excuse me. September 5th, 2024. Demographic profiles impart the identification of regular social media news consumers in the US. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Reddit. And there's not much information, but it's from Pew Research Center. I didn't know PewDiePie was doing demographic research. Funny how that works. And we have... Let's go by columns. I think that makes sense. Facebook being mostly women, from 30 to 49. Okay. I expected a little bit older. But I guess it makes sense. High school or less, some college plus. Yeah, I think that's really fair too. Mostly white, then Hispanic. Republican, a little bit more Republican than Democrat, but I guess that makes sense if it skews for an older audience, and it's probably the oldest in Facebook here. That makes sense. That makes sense. YouTube, mostly men, but seems to be like the most balanced, so it's probably okay. Mostly from 30 to 49, which I would say checks out. High school or less, some college in college plus, pretty balanced too. Mostly white, yeah, a bunch of Hispanics, blacks, nations. Okay, a little bit more balanced. I don't think it's the most balanced though. Nearly a little bit to the right. Instagram, mostly women. The men, I'm gonna guess they're just looking. That's okay, guys. And two big groups, from 18 to 29 to 30, and from 30 to 49. Makes sense. Mostly from college plus. That is interesting. Mostly white, but a lot of Hispanics. Okay, and Democratic leaning. Young women being white in the USA. Them being the Democrats. I guess that makes sense. TikTok. Mostly 18 to 29, that makes sense. Surprisingly high, 30 to 49. Disgusting. High school or less, well, to be fair, they didn't have enough time to go through college yet. Mostly white, a lot of Hispanics too. Mostly Democrats. Also makes sense. Young people, mostly women, mostly white. Yeah, that makes sense. Twitter, mostly men, 64%. Oh, that's surprising. Mostly from 18 to 29. I would expect a little bit older by now, but I guess not. You still have a surprisingly high amount from 50 to 64. Interesting. Mostly college plus, which is also surprising because it really skews younger. Okay, mostly white, and then you have the rest. It's kind of low. It's not the most white, but it's pretty close. It's actually in the middle. Not too bad, it's pretty balanced as we've seen. And then we have Reddit, mostly men, imagine my shock, 68%. Mostly from 18 to 49, also makes sense. Mostly college plus, the highest. It's funny because they are not actually smart, it's really sad to say. Mostly white. It's the second whitest after Facebook, and it's extremely Democrat. So, obviously, it's Reddit. A bunch of beta males, huh? The meme is real. That's really funny. That's really funny. So I guess the propaganda they try to tell you about politics on social media is actually not correct. And the actual data they give you, it's actually correct. Mostly, I guess. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. Also, it's still 34% Republicans in Reddit. That seems really high. That seems really high. I guess they need to go really on the down low, really stealthily, huh? So sad, so sad. How the mighty have fallen. I know, indeed, how the mighty have fallen. Were they mighty? I don't really think so, but it's still hard to say. It was not unexpected, but Nexus is killed. Important announcement! Nexus will cease operations as of January 31st, 2025. While this chapter ends, we are offering talents the option to retain avatar IP rights and continuous independent VTubers. Thank you for supporting them as they embark on their next journeys. It was bound to happen. First of all, a small Chuba Corpo, yeah. Also, have you seen their I have to say this, I don't remember the proper word for this. I'm a little bit all over the place today. You will have to excuse me a little bit. But yeah, if you're doing great, we're gonna give you more stuff. Yeah, that doesn't seem good, man. No disrespect to the Chubas or anything, obviously. They're trying their best, but the company, it was bound to happen. It was really bound to happen. Next official closure announcement to our valued supporters, talents, and community. It's with a heavy heart that we announce Nexus will officially cease operations as of January 31st, 2025. Also, they debut like 40 different Chubas at once. That's too much. That's too much. Nexus was created with a mission to provide a platform where aspiring VTubers could develop their careers, realize their dreams, and thrive. Bring an academy and community that empowers VTubers to thrive in their careers, while providing a nurturing place to call home. Nurturing place only if you're doing great. If not, you're getting killed. In a short space of time, we had the privilege of supporting and debuting a wide array of incredible talents who have amazed us with their dedication, creativity, and hard work. This achievement is something we hold dearly, and will remain proud as we transition to this next chapter. Transition? Are they woke? Nothing more than a joke. Relax, liberal. It's just a joke. However, despite our best efforts to explore new strategies and create opportunities within this industry, we recognize that we were unable to achieve the sustainable model we envisioned. Maybe it was not sustainable. They tried, they failed, I think that's okay. This decision was not made lightly, and to everyone who believed in us and supported this journey, we deeply apologize for not being able to meet your expectations in the long run. Look, how many small Chupacabras have died? Most of them, let's be real. So, even if they did everything right, this could have happened anyway. What comes next for our talents? Our top priority is ensuring that every talent continues to shine beyond Nexus. That's actually really good. I appreciate them doing this.
We offer the option to all of the talents to retain the EP rights to their avatars and take ownership of their accounts, enabling them to continue their activities as independent VTubers. Do you have to buy them back? If so, I hope it's on the cheaper side. They're not huge or anything, but they have the choice, so always good. We're committed to providing full support during this transition, ensuring a seamless handover of assets and accounts. In the coming weeks, we will collaborate closely with each talent to discuss their future plans and assist them in preparing for their next steps. We encourage everyone to continue cheering on these incredible creators as they embark on the next chapter of their journeys. And they have, as I said, like 1 billion different tubers already. It was close to 40. I don't really know too much about them. I've only seen really stuff about Lulu Lasso. I checked a couple of her streams. She seems fun. What can you say? She was playing. She was just struggling a lot. Playing. This was months ago already. But she struggled quite a while playing Castlevania Area of Sorrow. It's like, come on, this game is not that difficult. But dang, it dawned to me. She is younger than the game. I've been playing that game more than she has been alive, allegedly. Allegedly 29. 29? 19! What the hell, 29? Allegedly 19. I'm not saying it's fucking gay, but you know, sometimes reality could be a little bit different, you know. That's okay. I think she's doing pretty good. That's great. I hope the other guys are doing alright too. A personal note from the founder. Nexus was born from a belief that we could build a platform where more VTubers could succeed. In an industry where many agencies struggle, foreshadowing, we aim to take bold steps and explore uncharted strategies to create opportunities for talents. Maybe they were uncharted because, you know, they were not getting into work. At least they tried, right? While the support didn't bear fruit as we hoped, I'm immensely proud of our team and what we accomplished together in such a short time. They also had like a special streaming platform and they had to stream there. But they could also stream on Twitch. Now they can become bigger, streaming in actual places, like YouTube. To our talents and fans, I want to express my deepest apologies for not being able to fulfill the long-term vision many of you believed in. However, I'm truly grateful for your trust, support, and belief in this journey. Watching our talents grow and seeing the incredible community that formed around them has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. The Nexus Academy will close. My passion for this industry remains unwavering. Is this guy trying to become now the small tuber manager? It's joking. I'm committed to finding new ways to support creators and build something meaningful in the future. As we approach our final weeks, I encourage everyone to celebrate the incredible moments we've shared with our talents. This is not the end of the journeys. It is the beginning of new chapters for each of them. Thank you for everything. Harry, founder of Nexus. A little bit sad to see, but it was bound to happen. So I at least didn't crash and burn. That's always good. That's always good, right? I don't know, let me take a sip here before we move on. God, it's so horrible. Being thirsty because of the cold. It feels so bad. Feels so bad. Maybe I need to bring me some warm water on my bottle. That could be a decent idea. Speaking of things crashing and burning, I guess? This was strange. This was a really strange development. I didn't touch on this news last week. I guess we're gonna do it now. Man arrested for killing healthcare CEO allegedly worked on Save 6. Are we Save maxing lately? What's going on? Hold up, what's tracking? Hello? There we go. What happened? And from what I've seen, this guy seems to be innocent. I don't think this is the guy. We don't really know. Early Monday morning, the FBI arrested 26-year-old Luigi Mansion Luigi Mangione, which is actually really close. Is Mangione mansion? I have no idea, I don't know enough Italian. In connection with the shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last week, this guy also had some strange stuff on his social media. Big fan of Breloom, good Pokemon. Guessing he has access to Bullet Sail, to Ignition Boosted. It's not nothing, it's good damage. It's good damage, guys, I promise. He was reportedly recognized by an employee at McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. People were laughing at this because imagine getting caught because you're too Italian or you're trying to flirt with the cashier. That can happen, right? He was carrying a weapon and multiple fraudulent IDs when he was arrested. Okay, that's suspicious. Not the weapon stuff, but the multiple fraudulent IDs. I thought this was America, and they used to be a country. As information has started to filter out about the suspect, as a person link to the video game world was established. According to CNN, shooting suspect Luigi Mansion worked as an intern at Firaxis Games and claimed to have fixed hundreds of game bugs on Civ 6. Guys, maybe Civ 6 is actually a good game. Okay. And not too much about it. I think my friends, the ones who play Civ, I think they play 5. But I'm not sure. I mean, it's older, so it's probably cheaper. It may have some mods. Understandable. Meanwhile, the New York Post is reporting that while in college, Mangione started the University of Pennsylvania Games Research and Development Environment. Okay, that's interesting. Other details have started to trickle out about the shooting suspect as well, though not related to video games. Mangione appears to be a fan of PayPal founder Peter Thiel. Okay, sure, what's the big deal? And an AI optimist. Okay, that is suspicious. Having tweeted multiple times about the ways in which technology could eventually help humanity achieve immortality? What? Okay. Create humanity. Become machine. Is that good? I don't think it is. He also has an unprompted Goodreads account where he read Vice President-elect J.D. Vance Hillbilly Elegy, as well as the manifesto of Unabomber Ted Kaczynski. Guys, is Luigi Mansion based? Do we have to play Luigi Mansion? Luigi's Mansion. Maybe. Surprisingly, Fox News has also revealed he is a casting of Maryland's Republican State Delegate Antonio Di Mangione. You cannot get more Italian than this. Mamma mia! The words delayed, denied, defend were engraved into the bullets used to kill Brian Thompson. Words held into United Healthcare's seeming notoriety for denying insurance claims. Sid Meier's Civ 6 is currently available for PC, in case you missed it. You can find our through reading / video review of the game here. We highly recommend it. They're going to release Civ 7 anytime soon. I have no idea. What a strange situation! Honestly. So strange. But I guess that happened. And if you see the images of the actual suspect in the video footage, the eyebrows don't really match. Because the guy in the video has a bigger gap between them. If it was narrower, sure, maybe he just was blocking some hairs. I don't think it's the same guy. I could be wrong. I have no idea. I haven't been following this case. But that's something that happened with video games, I suppose. So strange. So strange. Speaking of video games and death, I guess it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. From Ghost Gamers, an update on Sony. Sony confirms interest in acquiring FromSoft's parent company, Kadokawa. That is terrifying. We talked about this last week. I don't like it. Sony will have too much power
in anime. That's bad. That's really bad. Sony has confirmed rumors regarding their interest in acquiring Kadokawa from Software's parent company. Kadokawa is actually quite expensive, so they might struggle to get it. Who knows? Just this last November, rumors began to swirl around the internet regarding a potential buyout of Kadokawa Corporation by Sony. Sony's intent on buying out Kadokawa was first reported by Reuters on the 19th of November. I think that's what we read. If not, I think I read it on my own. However, an official press release by Kadokawa Corporation put out the following day confirmed that the decision was yet to be made. The company has received an initial letter of intent to acquire the company's shares, but no decision has been made at this time, which makes sense. Next time! Almost a month later, Sony has explicitly confirmed the rumors through a statement on the matter in a report from Yahoo Japan. The report claimed to have received a statement from Sony on the prospect of acquiring Kadokawa. For this article, the statement has been machine translated. It is true that we have expressed our initial intentions. We would appreciate it if you would refrain from commenting further. Dubious. So dubious. I don't like it. It makes sense. It's business. But still. It's important to note, Sony already owns 2% of shares in Kadokawa. Let's be real. 2% shares is pretty much nothing. Sure, they probably have some sort of decision power, pretty small, but it's not like 10% in Ubisoft. It's even investing in From Software. Kadokawa's gaming studio as well. From Software is known for developing the immensely popular Souls-like, and I guess now, roguelite, Elden Ring, and Bloodborne? Roguelite Bloodborne is real, guys. Along with the actual Dark Souls franchise, and is now confirmed to be working on multiple projects. Yes. A few days ago, they must have the news. Elden Ring's DLC expansion, Shadows of the R3, is currently controversially nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2024. It's not fair, it's DLC, I don't think it counts. They also announced, as I mentioned before, new Elden Ring stuff. If the acquisition does pull through, however, From Software is just the cherry on top of the cake that is Kadokawa. Yes, that is terrifying. They have, Kadokawa is massive in the anime industry. And we all have seen, sadly, but we all have seen Sony's push for censorship. And oh baby, we have a bunch of stuff for censorship today too. It's so sad to see. Kadokawa has a massive presence in TV, anime, and streaming among other media in Japan. Kadokawa has produced a ton of memorable anime series like Re:Zero, Oshinoko, Sword Art Online, to name a few. It's memorable? I guess it is. Is it good? Hell no. With Sony already owning both Aniplex and Crunchyroll, it looks like the anime industry might someday find itself under a Sony monopoly. That is terrifying. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't really care too much about From Software, but the anime stuff, come on guys, that's big. That's big. So tired. And I can only hope that the buyout doesn't go through. It sounds really petty, I know, but let's be real. Let's be real. And it spells disaster for for anime. Do you know I like anime? Come on. That's pretty obvious, right? I don't like the animes. I think that's fair. And I want them to be good. I don't want them to be censored. That's so bad. That's so bad for me to say. I don't think it is. Speaking of huge stuff that might happen, I guess the Switch 2 is actually real. I think I'm too small to get an actual DMCA or cease and desist from Nintendo, which is pretty cool. From Warrior64 here on Twitter, the brand CEO Adam Jazz? IJ? Too ethnic for me, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say this EJS, I have no idea, has confirmed to Insider Gaming that the actual design of the Nintendo Switch 2 is what's in the case in the animations. It is the Switch 2 with a kill switch case on it. Oh, it looks almost the same, not gonna lie. You have the big link here. From Insider Gaming, the brand links official Nintendo Switch 2 design. I think this is upside down, right? It's pretty much the same, a little bit more rounded, and I guess a little bit smaller. Is it good that it's smaller? I don't think it is. Let's see if they have actual information. The second of the Nintendo Switch 2's next-gen console may have been leaked yet again by the accessory creator. The brand, the company that's no stranger to controversy, has put a page for its upcoming case for the Nintendo Switch 2. Update! The brand CEO Anthony Jazz has confirmed to Insider Gaming that the actual design of the Nintendo Switch 2 is what in the case in the animations. What we saw on the tweet. That's correct, it's the Switch 2 with our kill switch case on it. Similar in principle to our kill switch on the Steam Deck, my bad. ROG Ally and ROG Ally X, he said. I don't know what those are. I know what a Steam Deck is, at least. I know as much, imagine. I know a little bit about video games, just a little bit. I played a couple of those. The company first shared a look at the back of the case online on social media pages. That was just literally yesterday. I saw that on Twitter, actually. Within the game, the message, "We will not be answering any questions at this time." Just under 20 hours later, the brand doubled down with a link directly to a page titled Switch 2. And even more looks at the case, it goes to the Switch 2 kill switch. Oh, don't kill the Switch. Still good, right? At least it has games. Allegedly. On the page itself, however, it's where you get a better look at what appears to be the design of Nintendo's next system. The animation of the case rotating seems to show a Switch 2 console, complete with the curved Joy-Cons and extra buttons that we saw from the past design leaks. So I guess all the leaks were real. I haven't followed them too much, so I don't really know. So from the animation, the only other thing on the web page is a form to sign up to be notified when it becomes available. I still believe this is not backwards, but upside down. Right? This is right hand, and this is left hand, right? Action buttons, joystick. Makes sense to me. Despite stating that they would not be answering any questions, foreshadowing, Insider Gaming has reached out to the brand's CEO on the case and design. Should a response be received, it will be added to this article. I guess it's the update type here, which makes sense. What do you think of these Nintendo Switch 2 design leaks? This time by the brand. Let us know down below and join the sketch. They have just a single comment. From today, actually. So Nintendo did basically nothing but minor upgrades to a 10-year-old console. Just the Switch Pro, not 2. In Pro, like PlayStation has done with the PS5. I think you have called it the PS5 2. I think it's way too soon for a PS7. Also, don't they have like a Switch Pro already? Right? Maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I thought they had like some sort of outdated system. And to be fair, it's not the first time they do something like this, right? Is that a good idea? I don't think so. Because it feels like too late and not enough of an investment. If the 3DS is anything to go by, they had the new Nintendo 3DS back in the day. Was it new? Was it the XL? I don't remember. It's been a while. With more power, with an integrated some sort of joystick on the right side. That was cool, but I think they literally only had a single exclusive game for that. Not that different from the DSi, I suppose. This should be a bigger increase in power. It should be an actual new system, probably. 10 years is already too much, and have you seen the Pokemon games? They're struggling. They're struggling too much. Yes, we can also criticize, but in Game Freak, they don't know how to make games. Well, that is true.
To be fair, that is true, but this thing is becoming, well, not this thing, but the first Switch is becoming really obsolete, which it makes sense. It's been a long time. It had a really good run. It has some really good games. Not all of them that old. And I'm saying good as in successful right now. Were they good? Well, that's for you to decide. I guess they will have to unveil this at some point. Soon, I hope. It's fine. It's fine. We have some more stuff from Nintendo, actually. Nintendo now officially owns 100% of Monolith Soft. The Chronicle continues. Okay, now you have to make a sequel to Attack of the Saiyans. It's only fair. It's only fair. It's never gonna happen. Like Golden Sun 4. God damn it. The company profile section of the Monolith Soft website has been updated. It looks like Nintendo now finally owns 100% of the company. Thanks, Automaton West. The Big N. Can we say that? Is that allowed? First stake its claims in Monolith back in 2005, purchasing 80% of its shares from Namco. Well, 80% is a huge amount. Before increasing its proportion to 96% in 2011. This included sadly when the remaining shares came under the ownership of the House of Mario. But up to at least March of this year, company founders Hirohide Sugiura, Tetsuya Takahashi, and Yasuyuki Honne still owned the remaining symbolic 4%. Current to the company is 2024 brochure. However, now things are wholly in Nintendo's favor. I guess Xenoblade is making good money. That would make sense. Of course, many fans consider Monolith Soft the first-party studio for a good while now. This is the team behind all of the Xenoblade games, having also lent Nintendo's development wisdom on titles like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I guess that makes sense. They're pretty different as far as Zelda games goes. Do I like them? Not a big fan. It's not the kind of Zelda experience I'm looking for. The Splatoon series and Animal Crossing New Horizons. That is interesting. Seriously, if you haven't checked out the games page on the company's website, it's well worth a look. Interesting. With the remaining shares now in Nintendo's control, the studio is officially a wholly owned subsidiary of the Big N. We have Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition to look forward to in March 2025, but we can't help but hope that this partnership is cooking up something big for Switch too. If only. What do you guys have here? I'm curious. Oh, let's see a bunch of Xenoblade, which makes sense. Zeruto no Densetsu. Project Cross Song, that's pretty obvious too. I mean, this is a sequel to Endless Frontier, which is a sequel, which was made by Monolith Soft, which is a sequel to Namco X Capcom. Link Between Worlds, interesting. It's really funny that we have the Japanese versions of the games. Kamigami no Torai Fosu 2. Well, yes, that's literally Link to the Past too. Well, or like Triforce of the Gods too. Good game, by the way. Look, it's here! Attack of the Saiyans! So good! I like the game. What can you say? Disaster? That's something familiar. Summerbringer? I don't know. Speaking of, Endless Frontier! It's here too. Hold up. Smash Bros. X? It was not Brawl, it was X in Japan. I didn't know that. Also, Summerbringer. It's a really big and interesting RPG for the Nintendo DS. Japanese only. If you're interested, there's actually an English patch. What's this? Xenosaga Episode 3. Okay. Xenosaga 1 and 2 for the DS. I didn't know they had a port. Goten Kaitos. Okay, that's cool. Tojabu Kerberos. I don't know what that is. I guess it's supposed to be Namco Cross Capcom in Japanese. More button guides, makes sense. Never played the game. I always thought it was interesting, but apparently it has a pretty strange time mechanic. I don't know how to feel about that. It's in the second too. It's in the second one. I think. Furikusu? I don't know what it is. Ah, this is the second one. Dito. Reloaded? Okay. That's pretty interesting. It's here, guys. It's a cool game. Also, you can see it here. I think I mentioned the other day. It's supposed to be a Dragon Ball Kai game in Japan, but it's Dragon Ball Z in the West. Funny. I guess Kai was not a thing in the West back then. I actually didn't know that. That's pretty cool. New Nintendo 3DS. And yes, this thing, Xenoblade. The only thing that is exclusive for the new Nintendo 3DS. I guess it was a good game. People like it. It's gotta be good, right? I never really cared too much about Xenoblade. What can you say? I don't think it's bad or anything. It's just, I don't know. Let's see. We have bad stuff from Nintendo now. Hyperdimension Nintendo Rebirth Trilogy and Death and Request Code Z for Switch cancelled for the West. And apparently, because I saw that on Twitter, Tokyo Clan Pool is also having trouble trying to release in the West on the Switch. What's going on with that game? I have no idea. It's really bad. Content didn't comply with the Nintendo guidelines, and this is really funny because they had really spicy games on the Switch already. So I had to wonder what's going on with Nintendo right now, or even what's going on with publishers in the West. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. This is actually really dystopian. Such versions of Hyperdimension Neptune Rebirth 1, 2, Sister Generation, 3, V Generation, and Death and Request Code Z will no longer be released in the West due to the contents not complying with the Nintendo guidelines. Publisher Idea Factory International announced. In Japan, the Hyperdimension Neptune Rebirth for Switch launched both physically and digitally on May 23rd. A Western release was originally planned for May 21st, but delayed indefinitely. The fuck is going on in the West? I don't like it. Guys, did you know that censorship is bad? I know. Death and Request Code Z launched for PS5 games? PS4 and Switch on September 19th in Japan. Idea Factory International clarified that the PlayStation 5 and 4 versions will still launch in the West in 2025 as planned. Censor or not? Because it is Sony, the one that is censoring a lot of stuff lately. It's not good. And date 1:45 PM. I wonder what time or what day. Actually, I have it for yesterday. In response to a request for additional information, an Idea Factory International representative told the Gematsu that the Neptune series and the Death and Request series have prior entries on Western Switch eShops. We were informed that the contents of the Rebirth Trilogy and Death and Request Code Z did not comply with Nintendo guidelines. As a result, we are unable to release this title physically or digitally for Nintendo Switch. Did they tell you at least what kind of content? It's understandable that we the people don't know yet, because they're probably working on that and they don't want to leak anything. But why though? But why? It's so strange. Doesn't it have anything to do with Visa and MasterCard? I'm gonna have an aneurysm at this rate. It's not good. It's not good, guys. So bad. So bad. And I never played the Neptunia games, right? I think they're like some sort of RPG. But I don't think they're all that explicit, to be fair. Same thing with Technical Lampool. You would expect Nintendo to censor that one. But no, it was Steam first. I don't even know what's going on. Coming event, still some series. 30th anniversary project, a special broadcast. It's coming up soon. That could be cool. That's Monday. 6:30 AM EST. That's early. We might need to talk a little bit about that on Monday. I hope they announce something good. I hope they do. I guess Tales of Grace's F is coming. Probably okay. Sadly, this is not the only one that's getting censored. Holy Undead, delisted from Steam. Steam again with your shenanigans, I don't know why. A game made kinetic novels and uses the brand of Key. And the first winner of Visual Arts Kinetic Novels contest. Mr. Fossey Necromancer's reincarnated as a Silently Girl. The game was originally scheduled for release on December 20th. Not anymore. Got killed. The thing is policed? I actually have no idea. But they keep censoring stuff when they have hundreds of literally porn games. It's not because I like them or anything, but I found them fucking memes. They have a bunch of futa games. Literally futa. What the hell? What the hell? I don't understand what's going on. I just don't get it. But sometimes in this world, sometimes games survive. Guys, Blue Protocol is back apparently. Man named Nanko's unsuccessful MMORPG Blue Protocol to be reincarnated as Star Resonance by Chinese studio. Why does it have to be China every single time? Did you guys know I'm not a big fan of China? But they make good games. Yeah, I know. I'm still not a big fan of China. They're also censorious in nature, but they have different kind of censorship. Let's see. Of course it is. Tencent funded Chinese developer Bokura to try to pose as Japanese with this name. Shanghai Bokura Technology has officially announced the new MMORPG Star Resonance for PC and mobile platforms. It will showcase the upcoming titles character creator, world battles and social gameplay. Elements was released on December 6th. If the visuals and setting look awfully familiar, that's because Star Resonance is based on... I think it's based, guys. On Bandai Namco's anime MMORPG Blue Protocol. Published by the soon-to-be-dissolved Bandai Namco... Soon-to-be-dissolved. I think Namco is not doing that great, huh? Blue Protocol launched in June 2023, but due to its lackluster performance, it's scheduled to be discontinued as soon as January next year in Japan. Its global release has been cancelled. Cancelled on Twitter. Unlucky. Back to the topic of Star Resonance, its developer, Bokura, had previously announced that it would be collaborating with Project Escape Blue, Blue Protocol's dedicated development team, a mobile game based on Blue Protocol. Okay. That seems a little bit bold, but sure. After Blue Protocol's discontinuation was announced, the fate of the in-development mobile spin-off wasn't clear. I guess so. I guess they look pretty much the same. I didn't know they had volcanic in the game. That's cool. Is this Terra from Kingdom Hearts? Looks like the Keyblade armor. It's been a while since that game. However, it seems that work on Star Resonance is fully on track, as preparations are already underway for a closed beta test for Chinese users. Applications are being accepted from December 6th to December 19th. That means currently. The game will launch on both PC and mobile platforms with cross-play supported. According to Bookers, the website, the development team is experienced in developing RPGs/MMORPGs. I guess MO stands for multiplayer online, not necessarily massive. The resonance appears to be setting Ragnas, the world of Blue Protocol, but with significantly redesigned and reworked gameplay and story. So far, there have been no announcements about the game's release date and potential global launch. And look, sure, on one side, I can agree. Well, maybe now this game won't be censored. I was pretty sure Blue Protocol was going to be censored. So that's good, right? Is it? Why do we have to trust in China every single time? Why live like this? I don't like it. I don't like it, man. Is this China's conquest of the West through video games and entertainment? I don't know, but you can make the argument. I can still hope that the game is good, but I don't like giving my money to China. What can you say? Oh my god. Speaking of necessary evil. Wait, there's more. Not from China, but from video games. AI translation is rising, according to recent research. I don't think it's surprising. It's a dangerous situation that was bound to happen. Because let's be real. Translations lately have been pretty ass in video games. They must still be so. And obviously back in the day you could always say, well, you know, they had limited resources, they didn't know too much about the language. There was no way to tell sometimes because you didn't have voice acting, for example. Nowadays, it's really obvious, it keeps happening. And as I always say, sometimes you find a bad translation and you're like, okay, but this is actually an obscure pop culture reference the translator didn't know. That happened to me a couple of times, right? But sometimes they completely change the meaning of what they were saying. That happened to me a couple of times too. The first one had a bad situation, but it's understandable. The second, no, not allowed, never. While AI has taken the tech industry by storm in what many might call a simple marketing trend, there has been a notable shift in AI translation recently. The new rise of AI translation was documented via recent research by Localize, funny spelling, who followed the use of AI translation over the course of this past year. For context, Localize is a business that provides translation services for mobile apps, video games, documentation, e-commerce. Can this have a hyphen here? Maybe not. And software for companies such as Amazon, Yelp, and Virgin Mobile. Virgin Mobile. I know the company, it's still a funny name. They primarily do translation with their AI translation API tool that the companies can integrate into their workflow. This is really weird to state, right? Because you could make the argument, well, you need to use AI because translation is really expensive, right? If you want a really good translation, it's really expensive, but some people don't really have the means for that. Let's say you're making a indie game, for example. Well, if you want to translate it to uncommon languages, let's say, I don't know, Chinese, there is a Russian, there is a, I don't know, Polish even? Yeah, those are not the most common languages. You might need help from AI, sure. But at the same time, the main complaint in translation works is that they get underpaid. So, I guess AI is gonna be the future for this. Do I want this to be the future? Not really. But it might be not that bad at the end of the day. Because I guess this is working properly. If it's cheaper and it's better, It's gonna work, guys. It's gonna work. I'd rather it be translated by people with some nuance, but proper translation, not some crap within this year. Just this year. It's been happening for a long time. I don't need to go on a long tirade about that. We've done that before. As for the research, the company found a trend towards the increase in the usage of AI translation over that of a manual translation done by humans. I've seen some AI translation too, and it's not the best. But I'm seeing some AI translation that's actually really good. It looks really good at least. It doesn't have like obvious mistakes, which is fine. One of the mangas I'm following, I don't remember the name. Actually, might spell it really long and in Japanese. Yeah, no, it's something like I studied at the Wizards College, but then I decided to become an adventurer. It's pretty fun, but the guy that's translating that one, it's using AI, and the guy says, I'm using AI because I like this manga, no one's translating it, someone has to do it, I'm trying to do my best to give a proper translation. And you don't really see obvious mistakes or anything. Sometimes you see stuff that might be a little bit strange, and you usually have a note of, yeah, I don't really know what the translation means by this, but it's really uncommon. So, might not be that bad. Translation is actually a job that I think being automated by AI is probably good. When you think about it, even though it can have a lot of nuance, most of it is just like menial work, right? How many times have you right-clicked on a website to Google Translate? I know I've done it several times. You don't need to hire anyone to do that. I know the game's a different thing, but still. Something that makes some sense at least. The rise specifically started towards the end of 2023, where before the company had an even mix that favored human interaction. You still need humans, okay? I'm not saying otherwise. However, for much of 2024, more use has come from their AI translation, with even some points reaching 274%, with that of a human translation during the same time. There's a massive spike here. This has gotta be what? Early September, I guess, 2024. Massive spike. Holy shit. Human translation is declining. It's actually impressive. This can indicate a trend towards the use of automated translation and localization of other languages. For example, we reported last year of a game developer using such AI translation to translate their game from Japanese to English in order to cut costs of hiring professionals. So I guess actual translation is still more expensive than AI, and I don't think there's anything wrong with this. As long as the guy tells you directly, sure, this has been translated, but it was AI, okay? As long as you know, I think it's fair. In recent years, there has been fan backlash over the quality of translation of games. Yes, hello, that's me. It's just when coming from Japan to English-speaking countries. This range from grammatical quality all the way to strange changes made by localization. This from engage, we've seen those. And oh god, Capcom promises to culturize games through localization. You guys still like Capcom? Couldn't be me. Of course, while these numbers may be significant, it's important to note that Localize provides a variety of services for their translations beyond translation of text for products towards consumers. So to pinpoint the cause for this recent shift would be practically impossible. I think it makes sense working with a machine. Unless if it's a machine that you can control to some extent. Easier to work than with some people, sadly. Still, this may indicate a major change in the landscape of translation as companies continue to release products globally to audiences that speak many different languages. And as I said, you're going to translate the stuff to languages that are not as common in video games. I don't know, Russian and Polish come to mind, for example. Chinese is not that rare, but let's say Tagalog, for example. They speak that in Indonesia, I think. And it's kind of niche. You might need to use AI for that. I think that's fine, but I also think that you should have the some sort of message. Okay, we have these languages, but these languages, this set of languages, are AI translated. I think that's fair. I think that's fine. I don't think that's a big deal. It's a huge spike, though. And that might also be... I don't know too much about this company, but we've seen that they're trying, or they have been implementing AI translation officially for both manga and anime, so that could also be the case. That could also be the case if they're working with that too. Take a sip of my water. And honestly, something that I'm looking forward to, which could be pretty interesting, would be using AI to translate all the games that never came to the West. Even if it's just to translate them to English. Most people understand English. So maybe you have some obscure RPGs from, let's say, mid-2000s that never came to the West. Well, now it would be really easy to translate them using AI. The quality is not gonna be hugely impressive or anything, but you have an actual translation and you can probably play the game. Some people play the games still in Japanese, okay, without understanding a single word. So I don't think it's that bad. And for this list, I don't think it's that bad. You have some cases of use, at least. Pretty good, nothing wrong with that. I do enjoy me old games, especially if they're extremely niche. Isn't that so wrong? I think it is. I think it is. And sure, I like fan translations, okay? They're pretty good, but at the same time, you cannot depend on a group of dedicated fans to translate everything. Big fan of Lifeboat Productions, though. They have been translating a bunch of Tales of games, which is always pretty good. Hey, how you doing, Melancholic Mouse? We're reading some news today. I pretty much finished the section for game related. We're gonna get into stranger stuff. We still have some more stuff with AI though. That's it's coming for your ass. That's all. Yep, this has been making the rounds lately on social media. I thought it was a little bit silly, a little bit depressing too. What's weird news? Weird news starts just right now, baby. OnlyFans model cries after sleeping with 101 men in a day. Sometimes I feel so robotic. Woman, you did this to yourself, okay? It was by your own hand. I'm not sad, I'm just disappointed. And I'm not even the dad. So sad to see. I just reported come out, I don't know what it is. From sex worker to sex robot. God, I hate modern society. The OnlyFans model who slept with 101 men in a day breaks down in tears as she recounts her 24-hour sex marathon. Maybe the sexual liberation is not that good. To a streamer, did they do something illegal, do I say? If not, that's... I don't know, it's a little bit strange. Lon Phillips, 23, had sex with over 100 men in a day back in October to create some scandalous content for her subscription-based social media page. What the hell? So OnlyFans, huh? It was real, it was OnlyFans after all. But despite previously insisting that she enjoyed the extreme stunt, all that sex didn't make her feel good. Fellas, I regret to inform you. Women. Oh, inappropriate. Go check. I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine. Sometimes it feels so robotic. Feels similar to YouTuber Josh Pieters documentary titled I slept with 100 men in one day. She's doubling down. Actually, I think she's doubling down. It's so sad to see. The British sex worker fought back tears as she recalled that day.
I think by the 30th, when we're getting on a bit... Huh? I think by the 30th, when we're getting on a bit, I got a routine of how we're going to do this, and sometimes you disassociate and it's not like normal sex at all, Philip said. Why would you do that? Honestly, why would you do that? I don't understand. Although it was a momentously frisky feat, it wasn't all that memorable for the young woman, who admitted she didn't remember much of it. Was she on drugs? This woman needs some help, some actual help. In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys. 10 guys that I remember, and that's it, she revealed. Her brain is really fucked up right now. It's just weird, isn't it? If I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I did 100. Philip shared that it's not just the physical intimacy of having sex with so many men that made her feel so bad, but also disappointing them by not being able to talk with them, or even being interested in doing so. Woman, the consequences of your own actions. Stop it. It's your fault. You can only blame yourself. What's going on? So strange. She said that conversing with them was also hard. Wording, please. I recounted how one man complained that they only chatted for about 2 minutes, when she had said beforehand that they would talk for about 5. 5 and then get to fucking? This is what's wrong with modern society. It's so bad. It's so bad. The OnlyFans creator continued to hold back tears, although her red, puffy eyes showed that she had already broken down. When asked if she thinks she should feel bad about not talking with each man for a set amount of time, Felix explained that she felt she had disappointed her supporters. Jesus Christ. I guess when you promise something to people who support you, it's kinda hard to let them down, she said. Stop saying hard. Just say difficult, okay? Just say difficult. Just say disappointed, don't say hard in this context. The sex worker also admitted that she hadn't yet processed what she did on that day, but said she wouldn't forget the day of her emotional interview. It's not the... Why would you do this to me? Spicy music for spicy news? I guess that makes sense. This scene ends with her crying and being comforted. In another part of the documentary, Phillips shared that she wouldn't recommend doing what she had done, admitting that it was more intense than she thought it would have been. It's not pretty weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard. Stop saying hard! It's pissing me off. I don't know if I'd recommend it. I'm gonna tell you, do not. It's a different feeling. It's just one in, one out. It feels intense, she said. It's just so transactional. So sad. Yet, despite discussing how bad betting 100 men in 24 hours was for her mental and physical health, Phillips recently declared that she plans to have sex with 1,000 men in a day. Ah yes, the Giga Whore. Is this why some people hate women? I understand the reasoning. Phillips has claimed she wants to take on a new challenge in January. 1,000 men in 24 hours. Mental and casting call. 18 plus only, well thank goodness. Location TBC to be... It's not to be announced, it's not to be disclosed, to be... cleared? Perhaps? I have no idea. Probably is the same. She posted on social media. I'm doing that with my assistant, I can't wait, it's very exciting. It will be a world record. A real challenge! Phillips claimed. The current world record is held by Lisa Sparks, an adult film star who batted 919 men in one day at a sex industry event in Poland back in 2004. Why would you do this to yourself?
Why would you do this to yourself? To be completely transparent with you all, this event is one thing. It's the one thing I've regretted doing in the 23 plus years in the porn industry to this day. This was also the only job I agreed to perform extremely for money. Sparks, known best by her porn name Lisa Sparks, wrote on her website. Senior medical practitioner Dr. Zach Turner, who specializes in preventive health and wellness, warned that when pushed to the extremes, such activity could hurt the body. Yes, like all activities? What do you mean? How are people this ignorant? I don't understand. I just don't understand. Sex at its core is a physical demanding activity that engages various muscles, the cardiovascular system, and the release of endorphins. Yes, it can also fuck up your brain because the release of endorphins. What do you mean? Taking moderation, it's akin to a rewarding workout, promoting stress relief, cardiovascular health, and emotional bonding. However, when pushed to extremes like a 24-hour sexual marathon, the physical and physiological toll can be severe. I mean, psychological? Perhaps. That's a really good point. This is a really fantastic interaction. My heart breaks for this young woman. The achievement reward will be overwhelming. But then we have Colleen here. Don't feel bad. She put on a show of tears in how bad she felt, but then turns around and says she'll do 1,000 men in 24 hours, which is 41 men every hour? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, not good. Not good. Not good. I guess every guy is gonna get like 3 bumps inside of her. So sad. So sad. Perhaps AI is not that evil after all, guys. Perhaps AI is not that bad. This is from a couple of weeks ago. Ex-Google CEO warns that perfect AI girlfriends could spell trouble for young men. But what is? Which is the lesser of the two evils? I don't know. Do I want to know? Probably not. People in 2024 aren't just sweeping right and left on online dating apps. Some are crafting their perfect AI match and entering relationships with chatbots. I do think this is extremely dystopian. And there's also an old Futurama episode. Good series, by the way. Explaining why this is terrible and a bad idea. Former Google CEO Eric Schmidt recently shared his concerns about young men crafting AI romantic partners and says he agrees that AI dating will actually increase loneliness. Yes, how am I agreeing with Google CEO? This is the darkest timeline, I swear to God. This is a good example of an unexpected problem of existing technology. Unexpected? Speak for yourself. Schmidt said in a conversation about AI dangers and regulation on the Prof G show. What a name! With Scott Galloway published Sunday. Not this Sunday. Schmidt painted a picture of an emotionally and physically perfect AI girlfriend who could ultimately create a scenario in which a younger male becomes obsessed and allows the AI to take over their thinking. This has happened before. Not necessarily AI girlfriend, but with AI. It's not the first one that ends themselves because of AI. And this is gonna sound really wrong of me, but I'm still gonna say it. It is messed up, but they were weak. It takes mental fortitude. It sounds really wrong, I know. I do believe it's wrong, but it's something wrong we have to say. It's a really strange situation in general, right? And that also comes from a place in general where I don't think. Bottom text. Hold up, no, no. I was thinking actually, okay. I don't think that a lot of people nowadays understand what it means to be human, like truly human. Sure, I can agree that AI is useful, or it has the potential to be useful at least. But how do you fall in love, let's say, with AI? It's literally, they mentioned that somewhere. It's literally chatbot. Why? And yes, I understand that some people are really lonely, but this is just sad. Not sad as in pathetic. You can think that, but sad as in actually depressing. And then you have a lot of people going around, but mental health is so important. Yes, it is. Why is no one actually helping mental health nowadays? The game of obsession is possible. It is possible. We've seen that the young guy... Was it actually a kid? I don't remember if it was a minor. They had the Game of Thrones chatbot and ended up with some lead inside. That was really sad too, okay? But I'm pretty sure that guy had some sort of different mental problem. It was not just AI obsession. I agree, it's important. Especially for people who are not fully formed. I guess this is a really good point, actually. Why am I agreeing with Google CEO? What is going on? What is going on? Things are really bad. Yeah, men aren't the only ones involved in AI relationships. Every time you see the concept of AI relationship, once again, I can only think of that Futurama episode with Robot Lucy Liu. That was her name, right? I don't think I'm misremembering, it could be. The CEO of AI companion app Replica... Replica? I mean, I get it, but it's a little bit too on the nose. Said that the app's users are mostly 35 plus. Oh god. However, Schmidt described the young male population as particularly vulnerable, saying they weren't as educated as women on average. Wow! Wow! What a stray shot to guys, huh? They are not as educated. What do you mean by this? Come on now. Being educated has nothing to do with being vulnerable. What the hell? Why would you say that? In 2024, it's pure research study again. I didn't know PewDiePie was so famous. Found US women outpaced men in college completion. But I'm pretty sure this vulnerability here is talking about emotional vulnerability. Which is fair, okay? It's fair. Have you seen modern society? Yeah, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. They clung on you constantly, and then they won't let you be a guy. Of course you're gonna be messed up in the head. Of course you're gonna need some sort of, dare I say, companionship? Doesn't have to be romantic, but I understand the craving too. It's nothing more than human. Smith said that in extreme cases, younger men can turn to the online world for enjoyment and sustenance. Sustenance? Strange, but sure. But also because of the social media algorithms. They find like-minded people who ultimately radicalize them. Smith said that it can eventually take the form of terror. You have to be joking. You have to be joking! I thought this was about young guys being vulnerable. Oh no, they're just terrorists. They're just far right. You're only working towards that. Stop it. You're only helping that same cause. Why would you say something like this? I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Sure, it's the guy's fault. Jesus Christ, man. You cannot have anything in Detroit. The former Google exec, okay, also said he is particularly concerned about the impact of technology on the human psyche when users are isolated and computers feed them information that is not necessarily centered in human values, a topic he wrote about in his latest book. Look, let's see me agree with his premise, disagree with his conclusion, because that happens every time. It's not my fault, okay? It's not my fault, because this is an actual problem. But their conclusion is gonna be outlandish. I think I'm picking the mic. I'm getting too excited, I'm sorry. Some have already shared the concerns about AI chatbots having harmful impacts. In managed to the chatbot startup Carter.ai in October. Yes, it was 14. This is the guy I mentioned before. After her 14-year-old son committed suicide, the teenager had exchanged sexual messages with the chatbot to tell him to come home before he killed himself. The boy's mother said in the civil suit, "We read this case, and yes, also, the 14-year-old son, I'm pretty sure, had something else going on." Because how do you jump from come home to I have to kill myself? I keep picking the mic again. I'm too excited. Yeah, how do you make that jump from come home to yes, some land on my brain? I hope he actually is a guy and he's living a good life with his wife, though. You can only hope. Well, parents will have to be more involved. I also agree with this. Smith said they can only control what their children are doing to a certain extent. Even though there are all sorts of rules about age for online products, Smith said they aren't doing enough to prevent teenagers from accessing harmful content. Are you gonna veer a little bit into, oh, the political extremism again? It's not real. We saw it before. Well, it's real, but it doesn't mean what they think it means. You put a 12 or 13-year-old in front of these things, and they have access to every evil as well as every good in the world, Smith said. They're not ready to take it. Yeah, I guess so. He has a point. But at the same time, this coming from Google, I can only read this as, oh, but we want more control with this. Because of course they do. Smith has invested in various AI startups since leaving Google, and he has said in the past that regulation of the technology shouldn't stifle innovation. True, but why is it always kids? Young people in general, they don't really have to be kids. Also, I'm gonna say something extremely controversial. 18 years old is way too low for the majority of age. I'm sorry, it's way too low. Should be 21 across the board. Some people could say even 25. In the interview published Sunday, he said that US laws like Section 230, which largely allows tech companies to not be legally responsible for the content their users post to platforms, should be amended to allow for liability in the worst possible cases. So when someone is harmed from this technology, we need to have a solution to prevent further harm. I don't think that's correct. I think Section 230 should be applied properly because that's not happening. we saw that many times, especially with YouTube, especially with Twitter. Do you guys remember the Twitter files? Because I do. That wasn't good. President-elect Donald Trump, Orange Man, paid for FTC chair Brendan Carr. She fast has pushed for limitations to Section 230. Smith said he doesn't expect much AI regulation in the next 4 years, as Trump's administration will likely have other priorities. Fair. Also, AI regulation, I do believe you will have to regulate some points, but at the same time, it's gonna be really difficult to have regulations that everyone like, right? Because something really new and people don't understand what the moral limits should be. That makes sense. Also, do you really think China is gonna have the same regulations? China! I don't think so. He also said that given that companies are economic agents and have lawyers protecting their intellectual property and goals, It's likely to take some kind of a calamity to cause a change in regulation. Well, I'm gonna say something. And maybe this 14-year-old guy was enough of a calamity. How many more people do we need in coffins for this to be addressed? And sure, that guy was a minor. That guy didn't have enough parental control. I agree, but still. It's a really bad situation overall. You try to find people you can connect with. Actual people, real people. And I suppose that nowadays, more than ever, we live in really strange times. Have to say. But social media has been around for quite a while. And people are starting to forget how important it is to have actual physical contact with other human beings. And it's really funny that it's me saying that. I'm pretty much a hermit, okay? I understand that most people shouldn't be like me, and maybe I shouldn't be like that too much either. But I don't know. It's a really complex topic, I suppose. But it really shows you how wrong things really are in society nowadays. Society! It's not a meme, guys. It's not a meme. Society is really messed up. And just like, disgustingly, people being unable to relate to other people. Normal people, mind you. So strange. And well, if we're talking about social media, how many times have we seen the absolute melody of the modern day being unable to differentiate between fiction and reality? Let me tell you, this here, it's not helping. This is not helping. To either side, mind you. But at the end of the day, they just wanted to clown on young men. Oh, they're getting radicalized. Maybe it's perhaps your fault. If they're happy, they wouldn't be radicalized. Have you ever thought about that? But no, we can never give anything to guys. It's endless. It's disappointing. I do hope things get better though. But wait, because there's more. There's more stuff about the AI. This is really recent. Speaking of AI killings, from TechCrunch, OpenAI whistleblower found dead at 26 in San Francisco apartment. This is literally from yesterday. A former OpenAI employee, Ibaraki, that's probably wrong, but I'm gonna go with that, was recently found dead in his San Francisco apartment, according to the San Francisco office of the chief medical examiner. In October, the 26-year-old AI researcher raised concerns about OpenAI breaking copyright law when he was interviewed by the New York Times. I guess it was not the only thing the AI broke, perhaps also his neck. I'm joking, but this seems this seems a little bit too on the nose, right? Like the Boeing whistleblowers, or like the Clinton whistleblowers. Not allowed nowadays. The office of the chief medical examiner, Acme, from now on, Acme, I guess Acme would make more sense, has identified the decedent? Do you mean deceased? Hold up, I've never seen that word before. As Ibaraki, 26, of San Francisco. The manner of death has been determined to be suicide. 2 bullets to the back of the head? Falling 44 times on the same knife? That can happen, guys, that can happen. Said the spokesperson in a statement to TechCrunch. The Acme... It's too funny. It's too funny. I'm not laughing at the guy, okay? It is messed up. Has notified the next of kin has no further comment or reports for publication at this time. Okay, sure. After only 4 years working at OpenAI, Balaji quit the company when he realized the technology would bring more harm than good to society. Society. What a humane society this is, huh? He told the New York Times. Balaji's main concern was the way OpenAI allegedly used copyright data. Yeah, that's a different rabbit hole. And he believed its practices were damaging to the internet. I can agree with that. I also always mention how AI for a while was becoming worse because it was getting AI images into its datasets, so it was snowballing the mistakes. We're devastated to learn of this incredibly sad news today, and our hearts go to Sakira's loved ones during this difficult time, said an OpenAI spokesperson in an email to TechCrunch. Balaji was found dead in his Buchanan Street apartment on November 26th. A spokesperson for the San Francisco Police Department told TechCrunch. Officers and medics were called to his residence in the city's Lower Heights district. That's correct? With an A? I've never seen that before. I don't know too much about San Francisco. Even though I always insult them as they deserve it. California, disgusting. Lower Heights district to perform a wellness check on the former OpenAI researcher. No evidence of foul play was found during the initial investigation, according to police. I was at OpenAI for nearly 4 years and worked on ChatGPT for the last 1.5 out of them. Makes sense. Said Balaji in a tweet from October. I initially didn't know much about copyright, fair use, etc. It is a rabbit hole. Cannot blame the guy, it's really convoluted. I don't really know enough about it either. But became curious after seeing all the lawsuits filed against chain AI companies. Yeah, that's gonna happen. When I tried to understand the issue better, I eventually came to the conclusion that fair use seems like a pretty implausible defense for a lot of generative AI products. Despite the attempts, yeah, I agree. For the basic reasons that they can create substitutes that compete with data they're trained on. Yes. But they make something new. Sometimes they do, but some of the times it's just a little bit too on the nose. Balaji's death was first reported by the San Jose Mercury News. I think that's right. OpenAI and Microsoft are currently involved with several ongoing lawsuits. Yeah? I'm not sad. From newspapers and media publishers, including the New York Times, who claim the generative AI startup has broken copyright law. Yeah, that makes sense. It blew my nose. I'm getting to mute for a second. We can chill a little bit to these jazzy tunes. It's jazzy? I think it is. Somewhat. And not too much about music. Give me a second. God damn, man. It's still pretty cold. I'm struggling here, you know? I think it's gonna get a little bit better next week. Late next week. So that's nice. Having my thick jacket while I exercise. Not funny, but necessary. On November 25th, one day before police found Balaji's body, a court filer named the former OpenAI employee in a copyright lawsuit brought against their startup. Wow, that's really suspicious. I'm not gonna say the guy got killed, but still. As part of a good faith compromise, OpenAI agreed to search Balaji's custodial file related to the copyright concerns he had recently raised, which is actually fair. Hold up. Mark this. They mentioned suicide, right? They mentioned the manner of death, but I don't think they mentioned the cause of death. That is interesting. And to be fair, this could actually be a true suicide, okay? If you're really worried when you're looking too much into the abyss, it can get into your brain, I suppose. I don't know anything about the guy, but as we've seen, AI is a really complex topic and can be really dystopian. So it's more than plausible. Several former OpenAI employees have raised concerns about the startup safety culture, but Balaji was one of the few who took issue with the data that OpenAI trained his models on. Blog post from October, the former OpenAI researcher wrote that he didn't believe ChatGPT was a fair use of his training data. Well, you would expect ChatGPT to actually be fair use, right? Does it count as generative AI? I don't know enough about the names, actually, so I'm not quite sure. However, similar arguments could be made for many generative AI products, he said. Yes, yes, obviously. Before working at OpenAI, the 26-year-old researcher studied computer science at the University of California, Berkeley. Berkeley? Is this guy a DI hire? Probably not. Probably not in this case. Our issue with Berkeley was the medical university back in summer. That was a really disheartening article too. During college, he interned at OpenAI and Scale AI, the former of which he would go on to work for, which is actually pretty normal. To view this content, you need to update your privacy settings. How about no? How about no? While he worked on WebGPT during his early days at OpenAI, he fine-tuned version of GPT-3 that could search the web. It was an early version of SearchGPT, which OpenAI, take a drink every time I say GPT or AI, you're gonna die, even if it's just water. Which OpenAI released earlier this year. Later on, Balaji worked on the pre-training team for GPT-4, listening team with O1 and post-training for ChatGPT, according to his LinkedIn. Several of Balaji's former peers and colleagues in the AI world took to social media to mourn his loss. That would make sense. We have comments. Wow, the debate of whistleblowers. Suicide. Supposed to be 4 comments. I only see 1. What's going on here? It was... Ah, there we go. Suicide, huh? Cops obviously got paid. I said that I had to intentionally misspell. Yeah. Yeah. And this is a really good point too. We do not censor except our AI, which we tell what to do, does. Wow, what the plausible deniability. Good point, but... I want to say, suicide is more than plausible, but at the same time, just manner of death. Just manner of death, not cause of death. What did he do? Did he harm himself? That would make sense, I suppose. Is AI good or is AI evil? Why not both? Just like real life. This is quite strange. To be fair, it's quite strange. I guess we'll need to follow this one if we get new information. I don't think we will, but who knows? What else do we have here? Oh, the other thing. Guys, UFOs are real, apparently. Pilot encounter mystery objects moving at extreme speed. FAA. What's going on with UFOs lately? I've seen a couple of stuff about them. Are they actually real? Maybe. Maybe. I do wish to believe in the Isle of Mouse. The Federal Aviation Authority, FAA, has confirmed to Newsweek that a pilot reported unidentified lights
while flying near Eugene, Oregon last Saturday, not to be mistaken with the German name Eugen. Not quite the same. It comes after an audio recording surfaced of communication between two pilots and air traffic control, with the control telling one to maneuver as necessary left and right to put the UFO out there. And okay, first of all, UFO, unidentified flying object. It doesn't literally mean aliens. It's not aliens, it's not strange beings, it's just there's something there and you don't know what it is. Well, could be an enemy plane perhaps. And I think that's the theory that's going around. Some sort of plane or drone from Iran, I think. The pilots reported seeing unidentified rare circular lights and objects moving erratically towards the ocean, and returned at various altitudes. One saying the objects moved in precursor patterns and at extreme speeds. Good move. I should stop doing that. When asked to verify the recording by Newsweek, a spokesperson for the FUA said a pilot reported seeing unidentified lights while flying in Seattle Air Route Traffic Control Center airspace on Saturday, December 7th. This is quite new. Thrill is just a recreation. In the 44-minute recording, which was posted to social media on Sunday, a United Airlines pilot flying over Willamette National Forest told air traffic control, "Look straight west to Eugene. We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. They're all at all altitudes, up and down. It's pretty crazy." United Airlines and liveatc.net, the website which hosted the recording, declined to comment. It's actually really common. It's not suspicious, but it's actually extremely common. Sometimes, which is funny, sometimes journalists will send you an email and then publish the article like 5 minutes later. Well, I did ask. Okay, it's not my fault. You didn't give them enough time. Another pilot flying a medical evacuation plane over Seattle National Forest told the controller, "Just had another one show up at like 1 o'clock, about 1,000 feet high. That's many feet. Zipping towards us and then back out towards the ocean. Red in color, moving at extreme speed. I just don't know how to describe it." The controller replied, "Roger. You're clear to maneuver as necessary left and right to avoid the UFO out there. And all the reports you're giving us are good information. I appreciate it." Hey, that's pretty good. And I've seen some stuff about UFOs before, and pilots like in the army and whatnot. I've seen some really strange stuff out there. Okay, if it's just a nobody from a village, who cares? Who knows, right? If you're talking to actual pilots from the army that have some military rank, yeah, I think those are a little bit more believable. The pilot alert continued. "It's weird. It's a red circular shape, and it keeps zipping out towards the ocean, then coming back in about 20 miles or closer to us, then zips back out to the ocean, and we can see it." The FOA see the documents and identified aerial phenomena, UAP, sightings whenever a pilot reports one to an air traffic control facility. In supporting information such as radar data corroborates the report, the FOA shared it with the UAP Task Force, which was established in 2020. Task Force! Is this the Space Force from Trump? I remember reading about that back in the day. Not on a stream, obviously. But still. Mystery drone sightings in New Jersey. I think it's the New Jersey thing. That's allegedly airplanes from Iran. UFO reports in Oregon follow mysterious drone sightings in New Jersey and recently in New York. Everything is new there, I guess. They are currently under investigation with the FBI. The F stands for flying. Probably not. During a Tuesday hearing on drone threats to Homeland Security, several members of Congress questioned how the FBI could have so few answers more than a month after the drones were first reported.
It's the FBI. Aren't you actually surprised? It doesn't seem to be that useful. Not anymore, at least. If they were trying to take out the political candidate, maybe. With some saying the skies over sensitive military sites, it's a little bit suspicious. The attention raised more questions than answers with regards to this spate of sightings of unidentified drones and other objects over the US. The origin and purpose remain unknown. Do you guys remember that one? When was it? Last year, I think? That was... I think over... Where was it again? Minnesota, I think? Montana? I don't remember. That was supposed to be a weather balloon from China or something like that? Surely they were not spying, huh? China. What's wrong with China? The phenomenon has fueled rumors and speculation, including about crash sites, clock changing time, and even extraterrestrial involvement. Interesting. I click on here to read this article. Unfair left-leaning, unfair right-leaning. I think this is non-partisan, actually. So I guess this would be fair, right? But this is not the only one I'm seeing. Just before a stream, I found a tweet from Benny Johnson. Breaking, Channel 7 ABC News caught an unknown glowing orb on camera in the New Jersey sky amid numerous reports of unidentified drones, stating, "We have no idea what it is." And it is this thing. They're going to slam me because of copyright. I don't think they should. Hold up. Where's my music? I want to stop my music so we can listen to this properly.
You know, when things like this are happening, it seems everyone starts to look up, like my crew and I have been here in Mendham recording this video that you're looking at right now. We have no idea what it is, if it's a natural phenomenon, because it could be, but this is why so many municipalities
I have
are
no idea.
asking people to reach out and send their videos to them or to experts who might be able to sort out what they're seeing in the skies. But I guarantee there are so many people looking up and making those recordings because this mystery is one that needs to be solved. For now, we're live here in Mendham Borough. Tony Yates, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Lee's saying he's wondering whether or not that might be the moon, Tony, but you
The
pointed
moon?
out it's exactly the question people are asking.
I don't think so.
Yes.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, no, we're looking at the moon right now, and that's nowhere near the moon.
Okay, well,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the moon.
there you have it.
You know, when things
I mean,
like this are
when you look at
happening,
this, doesn't really look like the moon either. It's probably smaller, and it's like rippling with something. Is it perhaps an energy barrier of sorts? I have no idea. It's pretty interesting, not gonna lie, it's pretty interesting. Where's my music? There we go. Yeah, perhaps the moon, it's not even close by. So I have to wonder, what could it be? Well, I wish to know, but I have no idea. These drones have a limited time in the air because they have a need to refuel or charge the battery. Why can't the government track them when they come down to land? I never had an answer to that question. Well, it might not be a drone, it could be something else. As far as we know, that's just a unknown glowing orb. So, no idea. At least we don't have drones here in the country in South Carolina. I guess the drones are afraid of the chemicals in the air. Are they making the orbs gay? Possibly. Possibly. So, UFOs, a thing now? Well, they've always been a thing. From outer space? It's possible. It's possible. And as some people say when we talk about this, right? Look, if you're going to travel space and go to different planets, you have a lot of technology, more than what we do. You're going to send drones first. That only makes sense. Maybe that's what's happening. I have no idea. I have no idea. Take a step here. Let's get to the last article for today. I thought this could be a little bit interesting. Probably more lighthearted to end the day, because it's necessary. Do you guys like cats? The secret of orange cats finally uncovered after 60-year search. The cat is surprised. After 60 years of searching, geneticists have finally identified the gene behind the marmalade coloration in domestic cats. Look at that! Bioessentialism in my cats? More likely than you think. The independent teams of researchers found any fiery-hued fuzz or beloved cloud flukes. I thought this was Science Alert. Is this Reddit now? Come on, just say cat, it's fine. It's likely the result of a missing segment of DNA in a non-protein coding part of the cat's genome. Missing segment? That's unexpected, I guess. I did not expect it, at least. It's being a genetic mystery, a conundrum. Stanford University geneticist Greg Barish told Sarah Reardon at Science. Barish and his ecologists. Hold up. This Commodores. This woman name? I think it's woman name. That explains the writing style, I suppose. Barish's ecologists discovered cat skin cells from which orange fur spots express 13 times as much RNA from a gene called RGAB36, compared with the skin cells from cats with no orange hair. Expecting to find the protein coding section of the overproductive RGAB36 gene had mutated, the researchers were surprised to find it was the sequence preceding it that instead contained a deletion, presumably affecting the rest of the gene's expression. This coding looks like coding. I guess that makes sense. It's genetic code at the end of the day. The 5 kilobase deletion was present in every orange cat the researchers examined out of the database of 188 cats, which included 145 orange, 6 calico/tortoise shell. Tortoise shell? Ah, that's how you call them, that's funny. And 37 non-orange cats. Look at this dude. One finding didn't come as a surprise. So long predicated, the mutated gene is located on the cat's X chromosome, explaining why the orange color appears so differently between the sexes. I never thought about it, that makes a lot of sense. Most orange cats are male, while most female cats with some orange fur end up with patchworks of different colors. Ah, maybe that's why only female cats can have more than 3 colors, huh? That's interesting. Yes, this is female cat. Did we finish? Yes. Taken together, these observations provide strong genetic and genomic evidence that the it's not bytes, it's kilobase deletion causes sex-linked orange. How unique! Passion and team write in their paper. Ever since humans first cohabited with cats nearly 10,000 years ago, it's been a curiosity that black cat and orange cat can be parents to an unexpected array of kitten colors. Recessive traits, perhaps. Male kittens from this pairing are mostly either orange or black. Orange is the new black, right? That's an old one already. As might be expected, but female kittens can have a calico patchwork of black, orange, and white, or tortoise shells marbling of orange is scattered through black fur. Like this? Yeah. It's actually, they can be really nice. Both teams confirm the mutation responsible for orange fur is on the X chromosome, which is why such clear differences in color patterning can appear between the sexes. Unlike males that end up with just one copy of this mutation on their solitary X chromosome, females end up with 2 copies, one on each the X's they receive from each parent. That makes sense. Mammals randomly inactivate one of the 2 X chromosomes in each of their cells to avoid expressing excess of the chromosome's products. Seems a little bit funny. Getting just silly, I'm not gonna say anything about it. This leaves female orange gators with an active organ mutation in some of their developing skin cell tissues, right next to neighboring cells in which the X chromosome with the mutated gene is deactivated. I think I explain the kind of random pattern on these cats. Kind of cool. Cats.
rare occasions that both exochromosomes carry the mutation, the female grows into furry fireball as a ginger as any male. Pretty uncommon in my experience, but I guess it's plausible. French cats happen to have a hilarious reputation for not being the brightest of their species. Really? I only know of one guy that had an orange cat and was... Yes, it was stupid, derogatory. It was not really endearing. It ended up really hurt and died in really poor circumstances. Anecdotes aside, such links between kitty coloration and cognition are scientifically unsupported. Is that raised by essentialism? Not allowed in current year. With no obvious negative consequences from this mutation in health or mental well-being. Do we believe them? I'm not the scientist here, so I guess. Argam 36 is known to cause developmental problems in other animals when they're sober or under-functioning. But it seems that in orange cats, the gene is overexpressed only in developing and mature pigment cells called melanocytes. That only happens on cats? Maybe you're lacking information here. It's strange. The difference between tortoise shell and calico cats is the presence of an additional white spotting mutation in calico that affects the ability of developing melanocytes, I know how to read, I promise, to survive as they migrate away from the neural crest, allowing melanocyte clones that do survive to expand in a larger body region, bars and colleges playing. The second study, led by Kyushu University geneticist Hidehiro To. Never seen that name before. Also identified RGAF36 as the orange cat fur gene. They found greater expression of this gene suppresses color pigment genes, shifting the dark brown to black eomelanin pigments to the reddish to yellow pheomelanin pigments. Scientist jargon, we're gonna struggle a little bit. Both papers are now lying waiting peer review on bioXdev here and here. Look at that! Imagine, huh? The secret of orange cat! Finally uncovered. Silly cat. Just the silly cat. Ah man, what are they, eh? What are they? We had a little bit of everything. We had a little bit of everything. Something good, something bad, and something silly. Yes, that's a good balance, just like Twitter. Allegedly. Oh man. We're finished for today. So it's gonna be time to end. We're gonna go back on Monday, and let me tell you, I have no idea what to do Monday. Do we play more Girls Frontline? We could. Do we play... I was thinking Attack of the Saiyans. I still need to grind that thing, man. I'm still trying to get some cards, so that's probably for Wednesday/Thursday. Probably Thursday, I'm feeling. Maybe it's time to start new game. I mentioned before that Portraits of Ruin ROM hack that is Christmas themed. That could be okay for Monday. And depending on what happens, we may need to take a look at the beginning of the stream. Tales of News. I like the games. Have they released something good? I don't know how to feel about the newer games though. I finished Tales of Berseria a week ago or something like that. I don't think it's a bad game, but it's quite different. It is quite different. So if that's the way they're going to... It might be time to dip out, man. I hate to do it, but it might be time to dip out. Anyway, time for me to take my leave. If I don't, I'm gonna be tangenting here for decades. Thank you all for coming, hope you had some fun. Don't get dispatched too much by the bad news. The important part is to know about them, as per usual. See you all on Monday. Until then, you know the rules. Take care.